When India notified the Citizenship Amendment Act 7 days ago, it launched a wave of condemnation from democratic nations the world over. Union Home Minister Amit Shah said at the time the rules would enable minorities persecuted on religious grounds acquire citizenship in India. On the face of it, a laudable claim, but when it was revealed that the same would not apply to Muslims, it quickly became clear that the CAA was just another step closer towards the Hindu Rashtra, so publicly desired by the extreme nationalist RSS and ruling BJP. In simple terms, the CAA expedites Indian citizenship applications of Hindus, Parsis, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains and Christians who escaped to India from religious persecution in Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan before December 2014, and become eligible for citizenship in 5 years. Applicants from these faiths are eligible even if they are currently living in India without valid visas or other required paperwork. But Muslims have been specifically excluded from the list. Before the Act, religion was not a determinant of a person's eligibility for citizenship, but instead had simply lived legally in India for 11 years. And this is what has invited the democratic world's condemnation, introducing for the first time in independent India's history a religious test for citizenship. Legal experts also argue the CAA violates Article 14 of the Indian Constitution, which states, "The state shall not deny to any person equality before the law or the equal protection of the laws within the territory of India." As a result, the new Act has invited deep criticism from Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International and several other human rights organisations. But more concerningly for India, the US Govt, State Department and the nation's ambassador to India, Eric Garcetti, have both publicly condemned the new legislation as deeply undemocratic. Speaking at the India Today conclave a few days ago, the US ambassador couched the US's concerns in diplomatic language, but the underlying message was very clear.
In America, we feel very strongly about the sense that borders need to be secure, but that also we're a nation of immigrants that have been enriched by our diversity. Secondly, we understand India's security needs as well. But we're well aware of this, monitoring it very closely, and I would just say broadly that the principle of religious freedom and of equality under the law is a cornerstone of democracy. And that's why we look at these things. It would be easier not to look in our friends or have friends, but we invite you to do the same with our imperfect democracy. It's not a one-way street, but I do think that you can't give up on principles no matter how close you are with friends or if it comes from your worst enemy when those are principles that you stand for.
The Sikh community, renowned for standing up for human rights the world over, is now leading the charge in condemning growing authoritarianism in India. With this new legislation, the American Sikh Caucus Committee yesterday released a statement confirming that it unequivocally supports the US's critique of the CAA. The endorsement was rooted in foundational American values such as the rule of law, equal treatment and religious freedom, reflecting the Sikhs' dedication to principles that champion human dignity and the rights of all individuals. As the statement continued, the community's support reflects Sikhs' vision for a future founded on freedoms. The committee advocated for continued dialogue and action that not only promoted diversity and equality, but also firmly upheld freedoms as society's cornerstone. As they concluded, together we strive for a world that respects and celebrates the rich diversity of humanity. As India angrily dismissed global criticism, the BJP's drive towards a single Hindu nation has once again only served to highlight the plight of minorities within India, increasingly denied the right to self-determination. You've been watching Satluj TV News. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button to make sure you get to see stories as they're broadcast. And of course, if you have any comments or opinions on any of our news stories, you can comment below. Or why not drop us a direct message at message@satlujtv.com. We do like to hear from you. In the meantime, thanks for watching. For Satluj TV News, I'm US Govt in London.